Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Decks of the Weekend. I returned from Pisa, where I competed in the Paupergeddon, that is the largest pauper tournament in the world, happening in Italy every 4 months. And this weekend it was in Tuscany, a beautiful city. Never been before, actually, so I got to see the Leaning Tower this weekend. But most importantly, I got the top eight, this very prestigious event, which was a 2 days event. I got the job done with Boros Synthesizer. So my approach to so I came from like a 6 week of like back-to-back events of different formats, and when I started testing for Pauper, I was like, all right, so the new set is legal. The new set, Lord of the Rings set, will be legal. Was legal last Friday, so we gotta play with new cards. So first, I made sure I messaged the organizer. Bose MTG, and I asked him if he had new comments available, and he said yes. You need to book them and everything. So I got my playset of cards that I was interested in, and then I started testing, and I felt that Casting to the Fire was just an amazing card. One on a red instant, deal 1 damage to two different creatures, so amazing against fairies, and you exile an artifact, so that burns bridges. So actually, bridges are indestructible, but they can be cast into the fire. This is the lore. Another card I tested was Lembas, which is basically a golden egg, but much better as you scry one before drawing. And well, at the end of the day, I ended up not playing Lambas as I felt in love more and more with Barbado first. That in it, I mean, I guess it's just funny that it's like it's called Fist. So I was always like playing it and then like making like the fist pump in testing. It was kind of cool. But other than that, the curve of just top lane turn one, Glintalk Fist, Fist, Glintalk Fist was very good. Like 7 power on turn three. The deck was extremely aggressive. You had a lot of reach with Galvanic Blast, Lightning Bolt, and Foundry Elix. This deck was amazing. I top 4'd the Pauper Invitation on Friday with this deck, and then I top 8'd it. It was a 2 days event. I got to top 8 with 10 and 2. And yeah, I can't recommend this deck more. I've played it on my channel last week. Of course, Casting Through the Fire is still not legal on Magic Online, but it will be this weekend. But yeah, so I didn't have Lambas at the end, but it's definitely a card that other people made the top 8 with. You can already see the deck list of the top 8. It's in my description. They also made the Pauper metagame. Boros was only 7%, but it made up for 3 top 8 slots. So I would say that Boros overperformed. I think this deck was extremely good. Affinity also did very well. That also deck was only a 7% and made to 3 top 8s. Mono Blue Fairies and Mono Red were extremely popular and did not do well. So overall, I think the Pauper metagame is super healthy, super diverse, and the gameplay is cool. It's much better than playing online or playing against Ponza and Boggles all the time. Paper Pauper is great, and you should really come to Paupergeddon if you enjoy this format. Let's get to the next format, which is Modern. Modern eats the main format of the channel, so I decided to start off with the Pauper talk, but let's get into business now. So we have a crazy deck in front of us. This is the Twiddle Storm deck that Matt Nass torpedoed the challenge with, and he streamed the whole thing. So if you don't know what's going on here, you can check it out. Check out his Twitter and Twitch as I don't want to play this deck. This deck is so big brain. So you have only one land, Lotus Field, and you have access to it with Abundant Growth. Once you get that, your Recross the Path can stack your deck, and you can win the game immediately if you have mana over with the Ideas Unbound. Untapping. Of course, Lotus Field has to sacrifice itself, but in the meanwhile, Twiddle and Dream's Grip are instant, so you get to untap it. Of course, you have lands. This deck is not a one land. You have the Zendikar lands of well, just all the top lands in the world here. So you just keep on untapping your Lotus Field after you sacked it, and if Goblin Temperature is not a viable win con, you can also win with Wish. So you go Wish, you get to Underworld Breach, you cast Wish again, you get to Tom Scour. At that point, you mill your deck, you recoup the Twiddle to untap the Lotus Field or Dream's Grip. You just keep milling yourself. You have a lot of mana, and then you wish for Thassa's Oracle, and that's your B plan. So this deck is 2 ways of winning the game. It's very cool, and again, Manas, big brain. I don't know. I mean, every time there's a deck where you cross the path, you just have to be so expert to play it because otherwise it just you need to know how to put your cards in your deck, and this deck scares me. Play against this deck. Well, let's say Bloodman's good against Lotus Field. And also against every other card, since yeah, I mean that's why you have 3/4 of vigor. But that's my assumption. But this deck can probably win before turn 3 as well. It's very scary for sure. Let's get to Legacy, where there's another scary deck that did well by another popular content creator. That is Brian Koval. He's Bosch and Roll on YouTube. Make sure to follow him if you enjoy Legacy. This deck is Cephalids. I've played this deck a lot on my channel. You can definitely just write like Cephalids Legacy Mengucci and you'll find a lot of videos with it. But he innovated it with stuff of the Storyteller. It's kind of weird to see this card in this deck since there aren't that many ways to abuse of it. So this is a new artifact from a commander set that says when comes to play, make a spirit. And when a token comes into play, you put a counter on this. You remove a counter, you draw a card. How do you make counters? Well, you have Urza Saga, and you have Retrofit Foundry. That's it. So it is interesting, to say the least. We've seen versions with Baleful Strix and Stoneforge Mystic in the slot of Staff of the Storyteller, and now we see Foundry. Sorry, Staff. You have Foundry to pick up with Saga, but again, like this deck also has like that powerful Cephalid plus Nomads, turn to kill with Force of Will backup. You don't have Daze, you have Teferi, which is another backup defensive card, and then you have the Demonic Tutor in step through. Sideboard gives you some removal spell against the blue-red decks, as well as some various interactions. But overall, definitely, Staff of the Storyteller is the story of the deck. Speaking of Pioneer, I will play a PPTQ this weekend, a VPNQ this weekend. That will probably close my Pioneer season. Actually, though, I have no clue what to play. If you have any suggestions, write it in the comments because I'm playing way too many formats these days and I feel lost in Pioneer. I think I have a clue on everything else. Actually, I play like, again, so many events in a row and I did most of the time well. The only one I bombed was the most important one of the bunch, which was the regional championship in Athens. So kind of sad, of course, I'm not going to the Pro Tour. I'll still be there in Barcelona at the end of July. I still have a news that's secret, but will be announced soon for you about that. But anyway, stay tuned on the channel. We got Modern, Legacy, Pauper, all sort of content every day. Thanks for watching and have a good week.